Welcome back to my little channel. Today's video is probably one of the first videos that's going to give me an actual strike, because I'm going to talk about two things in this video. How rape seems to be acceptable in America, and how it's only acceptable if it's done by certain people. It's unfair because the person I'm going to talk about, Mateen Cleaves, I think it's Mateen Cleaves, is a basketball player or a former basketball player, and he has been acquitted. The jury has spoken out and they say he didn't rape the victim. I know the name, I know the transcripts. No, I don't know the transcripts, but I know the story. I'm not going to call her out. I am, however, going to show you a video based on ABC 7 ABC, an American local news station in Detroit, and I'm going to tell you that the jurors have actually seen the video clip I'm about to share with you, and I'm going to share the whole piece of 7 ABC or ABC 7, I don't know how you pronounce that. I am going to use it transformatively, so I'm going to stop and respond at certain points in time, but yeah, you know what, instead of me keeping on talking, I should just probably show it to you. Makes sense. So yeah, here goes. I think. I know I'm crap with this, but bear with me. Here it comes.
Jurors found ex-MSU basketball star Mateen Cleaves not guilty of sexual assault charges, but now we are getting our first look at critical evidence from his trial.
It's surveillance video from the night Cleaves was accused of rape, video you'll see only on 7.
7 investigator Ross Jones is here right now with a look at that key evidence. Ross?
Carolyn, Dave, good evening. A jury acquitted Cleaves on all 4 counts of sexual assault, and they did it after watching this video. It was a critical piece of evidence that you were barred from seeing during trial. You're about to see it now, but we need to warn you, the video is difficult to watch.
Okay, before we continue, they've been playing the video in the background in a loop, so I'm not quite sure why they warn you afterwards. But then again, that's America. There's a white van standing here, and you can see that there's someone sitting in here. This will come back in a moment too. So let's continue.
In the early hours of September 15, 2015, the woman who alleged Mateen Cleaves raped her is seen walking away from the Nights Inn motel, partially nude. That's Cleaves following her, wearing nothing but socks. You can see Cleaves grab her, spin her around, and pull her back to the room she just tried to leave. She bends her knees to resist and continues to try pulling away before, it appears, ultimately giving up. The video...
How is this not resisting? I mean, if someone is resisting and you're being pulled, isn't that force in itself? According to a bunch of jurors in America, though, no, it isn't.
Video has no audio, but in court, a witness to the struggle testified about what she saw and heard.
She looked at me and she said, "Help me, help me, help me." And I had the phone in my hand and I told her, "I'm on the phone right now, calling the police." I looked at Mateen in the eyes. He didn't say one word.
13.
Again, this person, the woman you just heard, this person. And now they're going to talk about something that happened 13 minutes later.
13 minutes later, she appears again, this time running away from Cleaves, who chases her, then grabs her with both arms, pulling her back to the room. The struggle continues until she ultimately falls to the ground, and seconds later, she tries to get away again. Once again, Cleaves pulls her back, wrapping both arms around her waist and pulling her into the room. The same witness who called 911 also testified that she spoke to Cleaves' accuser that night.
She said that he got on top of her and she couldn't fight him off, and that she just laid there.
Cleaves' attorneys maintain that the sex was consensual all along, that the video showed Cleaves trying to protect the woman when he pulled her back into the room. Ultimately, jurors sided with the former MSU star.
Okay, I'm going to quit it for a moment here. So he ran after her to protect her. This is something I am willing to believe if it happened only once. For example, they had sex, the woman regretted it and she ran out. He goes after her, he brings her back. Now if he did that to protect her, he would then let her get dressed. And then after those 13 minutes the woman would go out again, this time dressed. But that's not what happened, now is it? Because 13 minutes later, the woman runs out naked. Again. Or still, if you wish. And he goes after her again, and this time more forcefully brings her back. How is this protecting? I mean, seriously, if we remember the whole Brett Kavanaugh thing, there was a woman who had something happen to her 20 years ago. Her friends didn't recognize the situation. Her friends didn't recognize the position. They didn't recognize that the person was there. And they can't remember anything the woman is saying. But we heard about it for months. Here we have a woman actually running away from a scene, naked, being forcefully brought back twice, and he gets acquitted. I'm sorry, something doesn't add up. Now, if this woman indeed was a willing participant, that willing participant piece stopped the moment she ran away the first time. The second time she was still naked. I'm sorry, that's not helping someone. She exclaimed to someone who was there, "Help, help, help, I'm being forced." These are the things that these jurors saw. And there may be other evidence. Pretty sure there will be. But this evidence in itself is condemning as fuck. But they acquitted him. I don't want to be rude. I'm curious what would have happened if that woman was black and that man was white. I'm curious what would have happened if that woman was black and the man was black. But now it's a white woman being raped by a black man. And there are actually people out there that believe that white women cannot be the victim of rape because white women have more power than black men, apparently. Ideological tripe. But there is intersectionality for you. This woman is actually a victim, but they ignore it. Funny enough, to me, this is a great reason why you should always be armed. Had that woman in the white van been armed, this whole situation would have ended very differently. Doesn't mean that the guy would have gotten shot. I hope he wouldn't have, but the fight would have been different. Because now this guy can easily overpower the woman, and he can get away with it because, you know what? Yeah, she ran away. Twice. But he only brought her back to help her. But it gets even worse than that. Talk about slaps in the face. I'll continue the original video.
Deliberating less than 3 hours before acquitting him of all charges.
And about an hour ago, Cleaves' attorney Frank Manley issued a statement about the video we just showed you. It reads, "The video was presented in a court of law. A jury found Mr. Cleaves not guilty of all charges. The complainant had her day in court. The criminal matter is closed. Not guilty remains not guilty."
Okay, I'm going to put it back a little bit so I can show you this. This is basically legal term for na 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 na, you cannot touch me. How the fuck is this possible? He's not like, okay, you know what, we're sorry that this happened, but it didn't happen the way the woman said. We're sorry that she feels that way. No, that's not what they say. Well, no. What they're saying is, okay, you're seeing this video. Well, but the jurors saw this video too. And the jurors, they didn't care. So, Mr. Cleave is not guilty. I mean, she had a day in court. She tried. She lost. Fuck it. I cannot understand how there are still people in America, or even in the Western world, talking about how you shouldn't be armed. Had that woman in the white van been armed, the situation would have been different. I'm not saying she should have shot the guy, but if she would have held the gun on him, he wouldn't have brought her back twice to a motel room. And whatever happened in the motel room, I don't know, I wasn't there. But the woman claims she got raped. And the fact that she runs around naked in only her bra kind of speaks in line of what she's claiming. I'm not advocating for violence, but oh my god, America, can you stop polarizing. Now the rest of the Western world is doing the same thing at this point in time. We're polarizing more and more and more and more. And this can only go in one direction. Can we please stop? Anyway, criticism as always is more than welcome. Like, share and subscribe if you feel so inclined. If you were upset about the video I showed you, yeah, guess what? So am I. If you feel you need to call in a strike on me, you know what? All the power to you. I do believe in free speech and you have the right to try and silence me, and don't worry, I'll not hold it against you. I do, however, hope to see you soon.